Good morning, Geeta. I'm Gautami Kamath. I'm a journalism student from Ramaya College of Arts, Science and Commerce. I'm
Hi.
here to interview on your education abroad. Thank you for joining us and sparing your time to do this interview. Let's get started. Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. Yes.
We just have a few questions lined up about your student life abroad. Where are you from, and can you tell us a little about yourself?
My name is Geeta. I'm based out of Florida right now, but I'm originally from India. That's where I did my undergrad. I have a degree in computer science and engineering from Nitya Meenakshi Institute of Technology, and I'm currently pursuing a master's degree. That's Master of Science in Computer Science from University of Florida.
Why did you select the US to pursue your master's, and what are your subjects?
When you think about technological innovation, the first country that comes to mind is the US, especially for a field that I'm interested in, such as computer science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and all of these subjects are taught extremely well in universities based out of the US. That's one of the reasons I chose the US. And another reason I chose the US is because this is considered a STEM program, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That's what STEM stands for. And STEM majors are given an extra advantage in the US, I would say. So if you're on a student visa in the US, you get something called the STEM OPT extension, which allows you to stay back and work on what you've learned. So you have a very good chance to put to use what you've learned in during your program. That's why I chose the US. And if I'm talking about my subjects, it's mostly software engineering and artificial intelligence. It's a mix of both. I've taken 9 courses so far, and 5 of them are in the artificial intelligence realm, and the rest of them are core software engineering courses.
You walk us through the process of your admission?
Sure. So I started by taking several competitive examinations such as GRE and TOEFL. GRE stands for Graduate Record Examination, and TOEFL is Test of English as a Foreign Language. This is an exam that all of the students who reside in countries where English is not the primary languages are supposed to take, just to test if you're proficient in the language, because medium of instruction in the US and countries that are in Europe are it's mostly English. The medium of instruction is English, and you need to be proficient enough to read, write, and understand this language. That's the reason you need to do the examination called TOEFL. Whereas GRE is mostly, I think, undertaken by students who are looking to apply in the STEM field. I'm not entirely sure about that, but these are the two examinations that I did. And I started out by applying, listing out universities which had good programs, good computer science programs, and I did thorough research about what kind of labs they have at the university, what kind of research is being undertaken by the professors themselves, as well as the extensive coursework provided by each university. So this is how I chose the universities that I'll be applying to. And then the most important part of the entire admission process is something called the SOP, that is Statement of Purpose. This is where you explain why you want to study, what you want to study basically. So for me, it was about how computer science has changed my life, how I want to further my career in computer science, and how this program is going to help me. And the other aspect would be letters of recommendation that's being provided by, if you've worked, then it'll be by one of your boss, or it'll be by one of the teachers you've had in the past during your undergrad, something like that. And this entire so the universities look at your application holistically. So all of these form a major part of the entire admission process. And once this is done, you send your application across, and then you just wait to see if you've been accepted into a college.
That's pretty thorough. Thank you very much. Okay, what were the major differences you faced once you left India?
um, you have to be a lot more independent once you get here. It's very difficult to rely on somebody. especially stepping into a country where you hardly know anybody. Even if you have friends, it's very difficult because they're busy in their own lives. So you have to be much more independent, much more self-sourced, I think. And what are the major differences? I think the the way education is conducted here, I think, is excellent, because in India we've been used to a certain type of education system. But I think here in the US it's excellent, especially for like STEM programs. I think the education itself has been excellent. Other than that, um, I really don't think there's much of a difference apart from this.
Okay, thank you. And have you ever been a victim of racism? And if not, how was your experience?
Thankfully, fortunately, I haven't been subjected to any kind of racism. I did expect it when I came to the US, but I've been very fortunate to not be at the receiving end of racism. It's a terrible thing, but I haven't been subjected to any kind of racism. But having said that, I have heard accounts of other immigrant fellow students who've been subjected to this, and to say the least, it's not pretty.
Yes, Geeta, that'll be all. Thank you for joining us and sparing your time out of your busy schedule for us. Thank you so much.